Hi everybody, welcome to the P&J Live Arena here at Aberdeen. As you can see, we're here for rounds 3 and 4 of the arena cross. The track is still being sorted out behind us, but we're not here to talk about that. That's to come. We're here to talk about is what went down at Belfast for rounds 1 and 2. It was an epic start to the championship. So many incidents going on, so many high drama moments. But we're going to recap the two finals, Friday night and Saturday night, kicking off and just reviewing what went on, as you can see on the screen behind me. So obviously the racing was intense all the way up to the final. But once we got to the final, that's where the points are. That's where all the money is. That's where the championship's won and lost. So the drama building up to that, we'd lost Jack Brunel earlier on in the evening. Joe Clayton just about made it through. Those two had a big crash. But the final was an epic opener. Basically coming off the start, we had the main protagonist in it other than Jack Brunel. Tommy Searle was lined up the inside. He topped all the qualifying. And as you can see on the screen behind me, he pulled an early lead. That inside gate from all the qualifying at Belfast made such a difference. So he had the inside line. Now, arena cross, we know how tight and compact it is, but the first corner is everything. Here, this weekend, we've got a longer run into the start. So keep an eye on that when you're watching Aberdeen back and on the live stream. But you can see here, Tommy Searle making a great start. Conrad Muse was right there in the mix, but this is impressive right here. Number 17, Matt Bayliss on the Dargent Marsh MX machine. That's a 250 Kawasaki. He's one of only a handful of riders riding a 250. Short burst of speed. You can see the other 250 rider that made it into his brother down there, Chris, not getting such a good drop. So Tommy, straight from the off, and he coming into the event, he said that he wanted to get a clean track like he does at motocross. Remember, he hasn't done arena cross since he was a kid, and get a clean track and stay out of trouble. So from this point, Tommy's already thinking he needs where he needs to be. Conrad on the Crendon fast track Honda racing machine, he hadn't done arena cross in ages either. So these two, British MX1 motocross champion, British MX2 motocross champion. So as we watch it unfold, Tommy obviously made a good start, stayed out of trouble. Conrad was straight on his heels. Now, this was really interesting from my standpoint as an event host and commentator. Obviously, I knew that Tommy at motocross, he gets a good start and he pounds down those early laps, just tries to break the field. Of course, arena cross is the same thing. So he wanted to get away, but you can see here already stuff going on, the nature of arena cross. See there, Jason Mira was setting up for a classic block pass. I have to say, the lads for round 1, they took it nice and steady. There were so many opportunities for takeouts, wipeout moves. But you've got to remember, all these guys get along really well. And it's the first time we've ever had a British-only championship. So again, look at this movement here. Pocock. This sums up arena cross for me. You've got 3 riders in one corner with so many options. This guy, Chatfield, the 2013 champion. Sorry about the noise, by the way. We're still doing a load of stuff in here. Thinking about taking out Pocock, but out of it. Bayliss up the inside. That sums up arena cross. There's so much that goes on in any one race. Block pass is central, but at this point, Searle's away with it. News started to drop back, but the good thing was that made it great for us as fans. As the race moved on, Tommy inevitably catches up all the slow riders. In arena cross, you're going to do that. You do it on a motocross track, let alone arena cross. So he started to come into lap traffic. Conrad, finding his way, he really got better and better as each session went on. He started to close up. Through the whoops, Tommy, you can see here, there wasn't loads of them. There was only 6 of them. But this time, the guys made them bigger. And I think some of the British riders haven't raced much arena cross, and certainly whoops, they're a bit intimidating at first. But you can see how a bike works over time. Look at Tommy's travel there. And you can see great technique. He's on the balls of his feet. So they're like extra shock absorbers. So his legs are doing that on the pegs. Perfect form. Listen, he doesn't ride much arena cross, hasn't done previously, but he came out swinging and looked so good on the bike. So he took the race win. You can see how close Conrad got to him at the end. Tommy felt the heat, didn't know how close he was. So that was cool for him. But the amazing story of the night, opening night in Belfast, was actually Josh Gilbert. Made it through on the head-to-heads, which was unreal because he came through the whoops on the front wheel, qualified for that. Had an eventful night, and even he was genuinely shocked to make the top 3. So Friday night, the first night, it was Searle, Muse, and then Gilbert coming in top 3. Let's move on to round 2, which is, of course, Saturday night. As you can see, Conrad, He qualified best, and then he had the inside spot, which I think, looking back at Belfast, was a key moment. Short start, short running, to have that inside line. There you is. But the story for me of Saturday night was that man there, number 155, Jack Brunel on the Troy Lee Designs. Gas. He smashed himself up pretty bad on Friday night, had cracked ribs, lung damage, and he came out and he was emotional. I interviewed him earlier on in the show, and he nearly broke down in tears. Such was the adrenaline. So he qualified well. Tommy this time, not such a good start. And as you can see already, Conrad holds the inside. Okay, it's a bit pixelated, it's a bit blurred, but you can see how close it is on an arena cross start. The guys are all hustle and bustle. That's why people pay money to come out. This is a different style of racing. It's so tight, so compact. So basically, Conrad, role reversal on Saturday night. He got the drop. He got away, really started to check out. Tommy had to fight through the pack. Jake Nichols stepping up to a 450. He was originally going to ride a 250. All these guys on Saturday night, you could see they were starting to find their way with it and improve their skills. Again, look at this. This is going to highlight. We're going to run this through. Josh Gilbert there. Clean pass. Could have easily taken Mel Pocock to the cleaners there. Didn't. Of course, there's argy-bargy. There's banging and shoving. And maybe as the series goes on and points get more desperate, we might see some of that. I'll emphasize it again, though. British-only championship, and these guys have all grown up knowing each other. The vibe back in the pits was so good. Again, these moments here, you know, he could have run it in there, but didn't. Took his time. Josh trying to find a way past Chris Bayless. Chris actually crashed early on in one of the heat races and took Tommy down with him. So Josh was trying to fight his way up through. By this time, Conrad had got it done. Still got close, but not close enough. And Jack Brunel rode a blinder for a third. He kind of was in his own place in third. Nobody really around him brought it home. So that was your top three. It's going to be epic again this weekend at Aberdeen. 2 nights. So we're looking really cool. Well, one afternoon, actually. So we're at the first round. Round 3 is going to be Saturday night. And then on Sunday afternoon, we're having like our first matinee round for round 4. So listen, Aberdeen, if you're in a surrounding area or you live up north, there are still some tickets available, not many. So you need to get on Arenacross UK, click on the round that you want to attend and click on there and you can still get tickets available. We want to sell out all of these rounds. Belfast was a sellout both nights. I've got to say, first time we've been here, it's an unbelievable arena. It's all new, it's all modern, bigger floor space than we've ever had. I'm buzzing. I can't wait. So make sure, if you can get here, if you're not, check all our media across all platforms, YouTube, Facebook. We're churning a load out and get behind UK Arenacross. And let's just make the world a better place. The world needs Arenacross. Get involved.